Hey, True Believers, Englentine here. This is a segment of a 4-hour live stream we did, and it has to do with the talks about an all-female Avengers, and it's pretty interesting. I liked it. I hope you guys do too. In it, Evangeline Lilly is talking about who should be the leader and how easily they could have taken down Thanos had it been the all-female Avengers. Anyway, kick back, relax, enjoy. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next story I found to be interesting because it's for the audience just a little bit. Evangeline Lilly nominates Captain Marvel for leader of all female Avengers team. Now, we've been told that the next phase is going to be female heavy. And it goes, Ant-Man and the Wasp star Evangeline Lilly thinks Brie Larson's Carol Danvers, the upcoming cosmic-powered superhero Captain Marvel, blah, 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 yada, yada, is a natural fit as a leader of a potential all-female Avengers team. I guess A-Force they're going to try to do. Asked by Pop Buzz, I guess this is where it started, if Lily's Wasp would lead, the actor said, "Oh no, I would love to. That's terrifying." And it seems that it would be natural for Captain Marvel to lead because she's a general and she's a captain, and Captain America leads the Avengers, right? So Captain Marvel would think that Brie Larson, that Captain, she would lead.
And also in universe, she's been around since the 90s, so that makes her more qualified. So yeah, I guess.
So she says that any potential female-led Avenger spinoff should deviate from the typical and forge its own path because an all-female team is already atypical in the genre, blah, 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 yada, yada. I think I'm being a bit old-fashioned, maybe a little bit rigid about this, because if it's an all-female Avengers film, then the sky's the limit. We can reinvent the wheel. We don't have to do anything that's ever been done before. We can just make it all up and change the game. One thing I worry about when I hear talk like this from Hollywood, from the SJWs, it's one, the deconstruction, and two, the focus on the female. I mean, let them be heroes. One thing about the Wasp that was really good in Ant-Man and the Wasp, it wasn't, I'm better than you because I got boobies. It was that she was a competent character. She's been trained by a superhero from birth how to take care of herself. And therefore
also established in the first one, to the point that a lot of people were asking, why the fuck didn't you introduce Wasp in this one?
Yeah. Well, I kind of liked Ant-Man and the Wasp. I dug that movie, but
I didn't think it was anywhere near the top.
Well, no. This is it's almost like a palate cleanser to get you. Like everybody had the ending of Infinity War. And so they're all downer. Now here's Ant-Man, make you feel better. Until of course everybody turns to dust at the end.
My problem with it was it didn't go far enough into the quantum aspect, because one of the things I always love about the MCU is they're always pushing those conceptual boundaries, and just when you think they have no more elements left to introduce, bam, magic, bam, quantum, bam, this, bam, that.
Well, it looks like the next one, or at least in Avengers 4, they're going to go into that. So they teased it, but you're going to get it a little bit more.
They're going to split, sort of going further into things quantum related between Captain Marvel and Avengers 4, which is fine. I just think that it overall hurt Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was still better than the first Ant-Man, though, I think. Not by much, but like maybe one spot higher than the first Ant-Man.
I never did an official review of that movie. I should do that, because I still have that thing where I'm going, anytime I review a movie, I put it into a list. If you ever see, like if I do a superhero movie review, at the end, I've actually got them all lined up, because I figured that way it's a fluid countdown. Anyway, Rebirth Mortal Kombat comic, excuse me, not Mortal Kombat, Freudian slip. All-female Avengers team, if done right, it could be a good miniseries, but it's Marvel, so they'll fuck it up. That's my worry, too. New Dawn Horizon basically stood on the desk and quit by pissing on his boss by saying, Tyler Perry for James Bond.
Oh, God.
Only if he does it as Medea. Then I would watch that.
Fortunately, they would never hire an American. Because British pride.
Right.
which by all the fuck means, because I'm a massive Anglophile, so I get the whole stiff upper lip, proper posh British thing.
Okay. Oh, and the female James Bond says Joe Rogers should be the same actress who's female Doctor Who. That's just convenient. There you go. Let's get back to this. We're saying
in Doctor Who though, because
now here's the part that I actually at first I thought, well, this will trigger the anti-feminists, that the knee-jerk anti-feminists, not. But she says that such a team would have handily defeated Thanos and prevented the disastrous outcome of Avengers Infinity War. And I thought, yeah, that's going to piss people off. Women is better. But no, she says, because Wasp would act as a killer secret weapon, because I would have been on the team, and that means I would have shrunk very small. I would have flown into his ear and punched a hole through his brain. He would have fallen down dead. Simple. We've seen this played out so many times versus both Thanos and Darkseid that but the Atom was always the secret weapon against Darkseid. We know it can happen. So I love the fact that she went there. And like I said, at first it's like, oh, great, here comes the ultra feminism. But we've seen it in the comic books. We've seen this work in the comic books. So she's absolutely right. And I kind of think it's cool she brought it up.
Points to Evangeline Lilly for actually possessing a geek card.
Yeah. So the Marvel star continues to lobby for an all-female team, telling comicbook.com her Marvel Cinematic Universe co-stars would love to do that, adding that fans should all put as much pressure as possible on Marvel Studios to make that happen. The idea sprung out of a get-together that assembled a sprawling cast of Marvel stars for a 10-year anniversary class poster. Photo. God damn it. Why do I look at the word photo and say poster? Where Guardians of the Galaxy star Karen Gillian, who plays Nebula, posed for a photo alongside Tessa Thompson, Zoe Saldana, Palm Klemenov, who plays Mantis. She's a good-looking lady, but she is weird-looking. I don't mean like in Mantis form. She's actually better looking in Mantis form than in real life, but she's just like attractive weird. Scarlett Johansson, Danai Gurira, Larson, and Lily. Jillian recounted to IndieWire how the group first floated the idea to Feige under Larson's lead. We'll get to that in just a second. You had something to say?
I just want them to introduce Clea first. As long as they do that, I'm actually game for this, potentially.
Yeah, I know. It actually does not sound bad. Getting all these characters together for some reason. What would have to happen to get all of these different characters from all around the Marvel Universe? What would it be that would get rid of the males that they would be? Because you would have to pull Zoe Saldana. So, we're obviously going off the thing.
Out of Soul World and back to something resembling.
Well, we're all adults here, and we're all comic book fans. We read the story, or at least you should have read the Infinity Gauntlet. We kind of figure they're coming back, unless her contract is up. But here's the thing. What I'm saying though is you've got to pull like her and Mantis away from the Guardians. Valkyrie is somewhere with the Asgardians. So how would you get, say, a woman from Africa together with a woman who flies around space all the time to have an adventure? That would be the hard part.
If you wanted to do it as like a cheesy B-movie sort of plot, what you could do is introduce the Enchantress, Thor's Enchantress, and have her have a vendetta against men for some reason, and have her like magically erase all the men.
But the only problem with that is it would be an Infinity Gauntlet redo. If you just snap your fingers and all the men go away, we've already seen that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be the hard part, how to get them together.
And how to justify no men being involved. Anyway.
If the Black Widow movie is good and properly shows off the character, just make Black Widow the leader of A-Force. She was first female in Avengers. It would make sense. I think so. I think that would make sense too. The problem is Thanos had the gems to laugh it off. When they faced off, she would have been refrigerated if he saw her coming. Let's see. Thanos returns, kills half the world again. This time it's just the men who die. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's the hard part of doing this. So anyway, Brie Larson was like, we should go up to Kevin Feige and tell him to do an all-female Marvel movie. So we marched up there in a group, a whole herd of us, and said to him, Jillian said, he was like, yeah, that would be amazing, but he really didn't commit to it, but he thought it was a great idea. Yeah, we've all said that. Yes, dear. Whatever you want, dear. Yes, dear. Dear. Yes, dear. Yes, he yes, deared Brie Larson, basically.
Yeah, and the more I'm hearing about Brie Larson, the more I'm vaguely worried about the feminism thing, because like I know if the movie is good, it won't matter because they'll actually, you know, be able to curtail her and she won't have final say over the character. But the fact that it was Brie Larson's specific idea and she got everyone around to do it kind of scares me.
Yeah, I can understand that. Mononui's mentioning, doesn't it make him aware of what they'll do before they do it? He was not aware of the fact that Thor was about to throw a big ass axe into his chest. So I would have to assume no, but that's just me. I didn't see this. Writers reveal why the Passion of the Christ joke was risky. In the commentary track for Deadpool 2, co-writer Rhett Reese admitted that the Passion of Christ joke that Deadpool Ryan Reynolds made in the film was risky, but probably not for the reasons you're thinking. Okay. Team Deadpool weren't worried about. I'm sorry, guys. I never read this, so I'm wondering what it's all about. After all, there is not much about Jesus himself that could be constructed as offensive in the line. Instead, the joke, which compared Deadpool's box office performance to that of Mel Gibson's controversial religious movie, was risky because if another surprise hit, like, for example, Deadpool, had come along in the time between filming and releasing, the joke might have been outdated. Nah, but if he still beat him, it wouldn't have been outdated. It doesn't have to do with other things, just him. During a scene, Doppender's car, he quotes, I'm the same sentence as Jesus, added that in terms of R-rated box office, it's Passion of Christ than me. Okay. The good news speaking change a thing. Warnock, we've said, we got to put, all right, blah, 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 yada, yada. Okay. Anywho. Yeah, so that is my take on the whole James Bond, Evangeline Lilly, and all, you know. So we're gonna get to another story in just a little bit here because there's a lot of freaking movie news that's come along, and that's what I'm on about today. That's what has me interested. It's great that Lily has proven geek idea, and it's great she wants an all-female MCU movie, says the real Captain Marvel. But we know why she's really suggesting it. Yeah, so she has more work.
Yeah,
that's why. But I'm fine with it. Like I said, give me more superhero films. That's what I want. I want these streaming services because fuck it. I want more. That's what I watch on TV anyway. I watch YouTube videos and I watch superhero movies.
Yeah, I
watch other movies as well, but
my only caveat to the all-female team is introduce Clea, because if you don't have a magic user, then I'm going to be bored as shit.
I see. Hey, Maranya, how you doing? Says herd has connotations of cows, whether Brie realizes it or not. Wasp leaving all-female Avengers team. She's very competent. I would not see that as a bad thing, but apparently in that article she was saying, no, I don't think it would be the Wasp. It would be Captain Marvel, not Marvel.
I commend her for not only having her geek card out and ready, but also being humble enough to go, no, there's no reason my character would be the leader, even though I would even if I would want it that way, it doesn't logically make sense, or it makes more sense for another person to. Because that is very hard sometimes, when, especially for a big actor who gets their ego fluffed, you know, 2 times a day, and everyone tells them how awesome they are. It's got to be hard to stay humble like that. So good for you, Evangeline Lilly.
So in the comments, Eric Breen says, why not bring back the collector who is sexist and collects only male heroes? I would have him collect everybody. He puts them in two different things. The women are the ones that escape, maybe because of the Wasp being able to shrink through whatever is holding them.
And moreover, that would also give potential for, once the all-female movie was over, to do a Contest of Champions movie. Which, yes, please.
Good one. If anyone should be playing Bond, it's Henry Cavill. He's young enough to do a series of movies. He'll do his own stunts, and he can carry a movie. Yeah, and he mentioned that he'd be interested. Justice League episodes, kids stuff, rather than kids and adults getting separated, make it women and men. Anytime I hear the words "make it women and men," I've got Jack and Diane going through my head. Little ditty about Jack and Diane. Sounds like it's intermission time. Take your bathroom breaks and get your snacks.
I also was thinking of a song, but where my brain went was quite different. I started going, "It's Raining Men" in my head. So
I rarely ever go there, I have to admit. I don't think there's ever been an all-male Avengers team. Oh, Joe, you're just sexist. Yeah, I mean, I know you're right. There never has been, and at least not in the movies, obviously. And yet the thought of that would probably be seen as sexist. Isn't that funny? By not actually being funny. Anyway, that was kind of fun. I want to.
Treatment is sexist. Only when it's equal outcome will we be happy, and even then, probably not. Say the SJWs.
Yep. By the way, Professor Pixel, tell me when you're back from getting your snacks and your bathroom break, and we'll start the next story. That's basically, this is the chat between stories here. Got a couple of them kind of fit together, and I did mention the streaming services, so I'm gonna tag on to that in just a little bit here as well. But
speaking of streaming services, did you see they're gonna release what's left of Constantine City of Demons as a movie instead?
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Have
a good night. Enjoy your dinner there, Unicornalicious.
Series.
Nobody wants a repeat of Ghostbusters, Mata. Nobody wants that now. So there you go, gang. That was a little piece of our 4-hour live stream. In this case, it was talking about the female Avengers. What do you think? Now, I think that Evangeline Lilly was onto something. You know, what she said was comic canon. So what do you think about what was said, or an all-female Avengers? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, click like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. Also, this is where we're trying to make a living, so if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on. It helps keep making videos for you. Also, if you like theme parks and things, all things Disney, I should say, go on over to Mad About the Mouse. The link is also in the description below. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.